Hi, I'm Dan with Internetwork Consulting, and today I'll be going over just a few of the basics of incArchivador. While developing incArchivador, we wanted to make sure to address the following issues: time waste, inconsistent organization, relational, security, revisions, and templates. One of the key things incArchivador was designed to improve was time waste. With your standard document management system, especially with paper, it gets very unorganized and you waste a lot of time trying to search, retrieve, and then eventually return that document back to its original position. incArchivador, on the other hand, not only does it keep everything nice and neat, as you can see here, where we have everything broken into folders, but if you were to search for a specific file, for example, we'll search for a file that has Johnny in it. Immediately pulls up the desired file, and then to retrieve it, it's just a simple double click. And then once we're finished, we just need to close out. Not only does incArchivador dramatically reduce human error, but it also keeps things completely consistent as far as organization goes. So for example, we have here customers, and then under customers we have invoices, and then based on the year we have a few invoices. And that is all set up through the taxonomy edit window. Let's go ahead and open that up here. Now as you can see here, let's go to customer invoices where we've defined that. Here we set up the description of that customer invoice folder, how we expect it to act upon import. So we want the file to be saved to customers, invoice, and then based on the year of the invoice, that's the folder we want it to be put into. And these curly brackets define that this is a variable that can be changed upon import. Also, customer invoice, how it's going to name the actual file. So it's going to name it based on the invoice number and the customer name. Upon import, the user will be prompted to fill in these fields so that every file imported will be named the exact same way. One key feature that sets incArchivador apart from other document management software is its ability to talk with other databases. For example, if we go to connection types and add a connection, you can see here we can connect to any type of database if it's based on OLDB, ODBC, Microsoft SQL, or MySQL Server. So for example, many of our customers and clients use QuickBooks or Sage 50 for their accounting needs. When creating a lookup, we can define the connection type, define the query, and then to see what this looks like when importing a document, we click and drag, select customer invoice. We can find the invoice number. For example, let's do this 10119 Armstrong. Our file is automatically named, and it's going to be placed in the correct folder without us having to do anything else, and keeping our file management system completely organized and consistent. A key factor when choosing a document management system is security. incArchivador has a variety of security measures, but today we're just going to explore a few. Here we can define the username and password. For now we're going to sign in as the administrator so that we can add and make changes to the user and group securities. Alright, if we go up to System, here we have a few options. Primarily today we're going to be focusing on users, groups, and securables. I'm going to go ahead and select Users. Here we can view the users that have already been added to the program. We have Dan, Elizabeth, Greg. If we want to edit a user, it's just a simple click of Edit. Here we can define their username, email, password, and if the user is enabled or not. The other great thing about incArchivador is right from the user edit screen we can choose what groups are applicable to this employee. For now we're going to just leave them under management. Now closing out of the user list and heading over to groups, we can see the groups that we have already set up and defined. Let's go ahead and take a look at this vendor group. As you can see here, after we've defined the name and their email and if it's enabled or not, we can also immediately add the users that we would like directly inside this menu. That becomes most relevant when changing folder properties. For example, if we go to Administration, Properties, Permissions, here we are able to say what groups have access to this folder, whether they can create, read, update, or delete. Let's go ahead and add accountants. We want them to be able to read, but we don't want them to be able to make any changes, add new documents, or delete already existing documents. Do we want to recursively apply permissions? Yes, because this will apply the same permissions for all the files beneath. Finally, going down to securables, here we can make changes for user groups whether or not they can edit or make changes to the actual program settings along with other folders. For example, we don't want all our users to be able to make changes to groups. So we'll open it up in the edit field, unselect technicians, unselect accountant, unselect management, and then click save, and then we're done. Let's go ahead and take a look at revisioning and check-in and check-out of files inside incArchivador. If we navigate to Customers, Documents, we'll go to this customer here. When we right-click, we have a few options. The options I'm going to focus in on right now are check-in and check-out. Let's go ahead and check out this file. Would you like to edit the file now? Yes. It immediately opens up the file and makes it ready to edit. Since this is a Word document, I'm going to go ahead and make some changes right here. Upon being completed, I'll save the file and close it out. To check it back in, we just right-click and click Check In. And it asks us if there's been any changes been made and what those are so that we can document that for auditing purposes. Alright, and save. Now, if we return to the same file, we can right-click and go to Properties. And then under the Revisions tab, we can see all the changes we've made with their list of dates, including the most recent change. If we need to open up that exact change, we can just double-click on it and it'll open up that revision. Once you're finished reviewing the revisions, you can go ahead and close out. Finally, we are brought to templating. Many of us have to use the same document over and over again, and sometimes it would just be nice to have a template that we could go straight to. incArchivador makes that very simple. We're going to navigate to Employees and Employee Documents where I have this form ready to go for us. We have this vacation form now. We can just double click on it and view it. Yep, just to make sure that's what we want. Now that we know we have the right file, we just simply right click and select Template. At this point, it will ask us where we would like to save this file. For now, the desktop is just fine. Click Save. And there we go. There's our template ready to go and ready to be filled out. Thanks for watching today, and hopefully you better understand the incredible utility incArchivador can be for you and your business. incArchivador is available now. If you would like to obtain a copy or have any further questions, go ahead and give us a call at 832-606-3300.